Hello everyone and welcome to my editorials. You all remember the time when you heard of Power Rangers Super Megaforce. When the commercials came out, you expected it to be the greatest season of all time, using the keys to use previous Ranger powers, fighting along all previous Rangers, and a pirate theme which was unique. Not to mention that this was part of the 20th anniversary special, so it should make the season feel nostalgic. Well, it's too bad that all our expectations got sucked into a black hole. It used the same bland characters from regular Megaforce, villains that are forgettable with confusing motives, inconsistent plot points, and the fact that they treated the power-ups and Megazords as part of a toy commercial. Many people, including hardcore fans, agree that this is the worst season of all time. And one of those reasons is that it doesn't use the pirate theme like its Japanese counterpart. Well, you know what? I have decided to create a whole new story on how Super Megaforce should have happened. Sure, there's going to be some inconsistencies and plot points, and I'm not much of a fan like everyone else, but hey, at least I'm trying to stay true to the heart of the story. Hey, you know what? I'll even change the title. Let's call it Pirate Force. No, wait, that sounds too uncreative. Space Pirates? No, that sounds too obvious. Pirate Armada? No, that doesn't sound good. Whatever pirates! Alright then, let's begin my version of Super Megaforce, aka Whatever Pirates. Before we even start with pirates, let's go back in time. Further. Okay, not that far. And maybe right after. So we have Tommy decided to have a reunion with his Mighty Morphin friends, including the 3 replacements and both Pink. Suddenly, a ship came by from the Armada and started to wreak havoc. Since the Rangers no longer have powers, they still fought. After that, they encountered a mysterious alien with a box of 5 new Ranger powers. It appears that he was in fact an apprentice of Zorda, not Gosei, that guy. And he was the one who helped create some new Ranger powers, including the White Ranger and the Tiger Zord. The B team, which consists of Rocky, Adam, Aisha, Catherine, and Billy, attempted the morph but failed because the morphers and their power stones were incomplete. So they decided to search for Ninja so that they can become Power Rangers Squadron. Oh, and the rest go back to Mighty Morphin. It succeeds, and they manage to destroy the enemy army as well as their commander. They learn that the Armada have recovered the destroyed Thunder and Tiger Zords and rebuilt them for their own deeds on the moon. So the Rangers go to the moon, destroy the enemies, take back and control their Zords, and destroy more enemies. Unfortunately, a self-destruct sequence was initiated by the surviving member while warning them that the Armada will invade Earth. With no remaining Zords to fight, all remaining Rangers decided to travel through time and space and planet to search for all other Rangers, restore the powers, and recruit them for the legendary battle. And so Megaforce comes in. I won't say too much about them, but I will say that Gosei once had a body and worked for the Armada and built Tensei, but turns into a giant tiki face when trying to defect. And I'll say it again, he was never Zordon's apprentice. There are some story with Troy and his father, you know, those deleted content that was unable to be released because of time management. The Froyo place is not Ernie's. And also the commanders know that Frag isn't Prince, but they don't think that he's capable, so they treated him like a foot soldier. Also, the legendary battle happened at the end of Megaforce season, not Super Megaforce. The fleet was led by the Prince, who wants to avenge his brother's death. Also, even with all the Rangers, there are still too many enemies, so they decided to sacrifice their powers along with Gosei's sacrifice to wipe out the whole fleet. The mothership survives and escaped with the injured prince. However, at the end of the episode, one of their ranger powers gets sucked by a machine off the pirate ship in space and turned it into a key, led by the robot parrot and the pirate ranger, whatever name is fine. And thus begins Pirate whatever. A 40 episode season with no multi-month hiatus and no super in the second half. We also have the rest of the Pirate Rangers, whatever names are fine, who were also recently released from juvie for committing a crime. Blue was gang fighting and he liked swords, yellow was collateral damage and a tomboy, pink was robbery and a princess wannabe, and green, actually, at the wrong place at the wrong time, and a chef. In the meantime, Red secretly lands on Earth and blends in with the crowd. He tries to find the treasure hidden in Earth. At the same time, the Armada returns with a new fleet led by the same prince, but this time, because of his head injury, his personality changed. Hey, it makes sense to change your personality out of nowhere with no explanation. Red managed to bump into the delinquents at the same time a scout team appears to cause chaos. Red fights and the rest decided to join. Red saw them as good crewmates, so he recruits them into the galleon and gives them morphers. Somewhere after the first quarter of the season, they began to recruit a new Silver Ranger named Spike. Yes, that's right, you all heard that correct. Spike is the new Silver Ranger. And let me explain why. Spike is basically another Skull, and even though Bulk and Skull are near pointless comedy reliefs, they are surprisingly memorable. In fact, they actually made themselves quite significant to the show. And in Samurai, Bulk was trying to train Spike into becoming a ranger. And to be honest, despite the total goofiness, that actually sounds possible. His character could blend in with the Japanese counterpart, and the news of being a ranger could make Bulk and Skull proud. But how did he become a ranger? Well, let's say a certain someone who was close to Red and presumed dead gave it to him. And so for the rest of the show, the crew search for clues around the world to help find the treasure. The crew needs to help Red see how Earth is worth carrying and meet guest rangers from previous season, including a team up with Ninja Storm, attacked by SPD, and teaming up with Megaforce to defeat Neo Rock and rescuing Robo Knight, only for him to sacrifice himself to save Spike. They also meet up with other guest rangers, one from each team, where they help the team find the clues, teach moral lessons, and help unlock the hidden powers of the keys. Oh, and none of the keys were before Mighty Morphin. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, and if they can't find the same actors, just find a replacement, no one would mind that much. Oh, and it has to include the episode where Red and Spike combine as one and morph all Red Rangers. Near the end, they unlocked all the powers from the keys, which led them to a location which is a door that only opens when all Red keys unlock the locks. It is revealed that the treasure is a relic created by a retired ranger from the future, sent it back in time, and sealed it where it can only be unlocked from the first 20 Red Rangers. What the relic does is that it can grant any wishes for anyone, but like everyone says,
all magic comes with a price.
And that price is that they have to sacrifice the one group of things that's valuable to them, and that is the Ranger Keys. Thinking if sacrifice the keys are worth it, they meet up with Mighty Morphin, only for them to get caught by Armada. Red must choose between saving the relic or the Rangers, and well, you know the answer. The Rangers start to fight the giant final boss, and they defeat him with all the powers from the previous Megazords given by the other Rangers. The final boss reverts to normal size, so the Pirate Rangers fight him and defeat him. The Armada is destroyed, the pirates return the Ranger powers back to their original owners, and Red and Robo Parrot says goodbyes to his friends as he embarks for a new treasure hunt. And that was my version of Pirates. Sure, there's gonna be some inconsistencies and confusing stuff, but got to be better than Super Mega, right? Well, I guess the Ranger franchise will never be the same like old Saban or even Disney, and just like mine, it has to remain as fanfiction. It would have been nice to get a team with a proper pirate theme. Think of the possibilities. I guess all we can hope for is that Neo Saban and Nickelodeon learns from their darkest mistakes. This has been my editorials, and have a good day. Oh, anyways, do you guys wanna call me if you want to go to Ernie's with me?
Five heroes walking through the sun for 5 days. Dark forces lurking, living evil where they roam. 5 rangers looking for the same 5 stones.